I want to welcome all of you today. My name is Pat Matriscanna. I'm a volunteer. I'm helping Esther, and I'd like to thank you, Esther, for having all of us here. And I'm very excited about this event. And I'm going to read you a couple of things about Esther. A lot of you know that Esther was one of the pioneers in the Zionist movement. And her husband was very, very active in the nation of Israel in its formation. And she's been extremely active in bringing Christians and Jews together with her coalition and keeping the world really informed as to all of the things that are happening in the Middle East. I met her, probably 25 years ago, 20 years ago, a long time ago when we both were young. And I've been one of her fans for a very, very long time. And Esther is going to introduce our recipient. Then we're going to have a number of people come up and also make a presentation. So Esther, if you can come up.
I'm certainly happy to see all of you. And I want you to know that Dr. Wright is here, our honoree, and I'm so pleased. This is really a highlight for all of us to see you honored. And I want you to know that the Unity Coalition for Israel recognizes you as a true champion of religious freedom for such a time as this. And the Unity Coalition for Israel, together with its Democracy Under Attack project, applauds you for your outspoken support of religious freedom for both Christians and Jews, both of whom are under fire for our Judeo-Christian worldview. Grassroots Americans are being overwhelmed by radical Islamic forces that we know have been working toward subverting our value system by building huge mega mosques across the country, such as the one disputed here in Murfreesboro, by spreading literature on campuses and throughout the politically correct mainstream media, by enforcing Sharia finance in hundreds of banks and influencing legal court decisions, and making other advances, both subtle and not so subtle. They are overtly trying to implement Sharia law. Notably, earlier this year, the NRB Board of Directors reaffirmed commitment to international religious liberty by approving a resolution on the international persecution of Christians, calling on the U.S. government to make its position bolder globally on behalf of this First Amendment freedom that we so cherish. Dr. Wright, you are not afraid to take action. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say. We want you to know that the Unity Coalition for Israel is fully cognizant of the vital role that you and the NRB play in maintaining our freedoms. As leader of the NRB, you provide a powerful source of information on the national and international scenes, gathering and disseminating important testimony for Congress and representing voices of the persecuted and oppressed Christians, revealing their plight by speaking out in their behalf is central to your mission. By following the intricacies of legislation and giving expert testimony, as well as writing NRB letters of documentation, you impact the lives of Christians around the world. You coordinate all branches of the Christian media in this collaborative effort, and in this way you single-handedly influence the well-being of the Christian community worldwide. The world scene is your challenge. NRB is in the forefront of this battle. Dr. Wright, as a civilian grassroots army, UCI stands with you and supports you in your noble efforts to resist this emerging movement that is gaining force everywhere we look. This Champion of Religious Freedom Award is well-deserved and can serve as a reminder that Americans can learn from your example to understand this attack that is a major threat to our democracy. As radical Islamic ideology spreads throughout our society, most Americans are unaware of the dangers. UCI will continue to add our voices to those of the NRB and sound a strong wake-up call following your powerful leadership role in this endeavor. With our many Christian and Jewish organizations, we stand with you in this battle. I am so pleased to present you with this award. If you would step forward, please.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you. May I read this to you, the inscription? Yes. The Unity Coalition for Israel proudly presents the Champion of Religious Freedom Award to Frank W. Wright, Ph.D., for courageous leadership in protecting religious freedom worldwide for such a time as this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the clock on the award reminds me that I do have someplace else I have to go. Strap this to my wrist, it might be a good idea. My time is not my own at this convention. It belongs to all the members of the NRB, and they call me from various quarters. Thank you for this high honor. I thank you for those kind and, I must say, overly generous remarks, but that's such a blessing to me for you to speak of the role of the NRB and of my role in defense of free speech and defense of religious liberty. That certainly is the heartbeat of the NRB. It's about preserving the free speech and free exercise of religion rights that are enshrined in our Constitution. But we recognize that it's incumbent upon us not just to look to our own household here in the United States, but look to these great questions of religious freedom around the world. As I listen to Esther talk and read that very moving description of the great challenges that we face, it seems to me that the battle that's in view here is not really just a battle over free speech. It's a battle over truth. What is it that makes up truth? And of the three great theistic religions of the world, we see truth differently. We acknowledge that among ourselves. We do have something that we see, hopefully, in common, and that is that we all believe that we're made in the image of God, and that as the children of the living God, that we have a great obligation, not just to ourselves and to our own interests, but to the interests of others as well. So the NRB is first and foremost about defending truth, the truth found in the Old and New Testament scriptures. And we have no other power given to us, according to the scriptures, than to be those who are the messengers of truth, those who carry truth to the ends of the earth. And part of the Christian and Jewish scriptures tell us that there's a great blessing that comes to us when we defend and stand with Israel, that those who bless Jerusalem receive a great blessing. Abraham himself was promised by God that you are blessed to be a blessing to others. And it's that blessing that we seek to extend as we stand with Israel. And so thank you for this award. What a very high honor. I receive it with, I can assure you, with the utmost humility, not claiming any great credit for us in this battle, but certainly claiming that we too stand with you, determined to defend the truth as God has entrusted it to us. And thank you again for honoring me in this way. Thank you. Now I feel like something out of Alice in Wonderland, and I've got to run off to some other place.
Since 1991, the Unity Coalition for Israel, UCI, has educated and motivated millions of people around the world to action in support of Israel. UCI is an alliance of Christian and Jewish organizations and individuals working together to ensure the sovereignty, safety, and security of Israel, America's only reliable democratic ally in the Middle East.